This video was brought to you in part by the supporters of the AMTV Patreon. Thank you. So now what I thought we'd do is just a bit of fun, which is to do some predictions. Now, I like predictions. I know a lot of you guys like predictions. So I thought it'd be fun. The missing episode animations have been quite topical recently. Obviously, we've just had Galaxy 4, which has come out. Surprised a lot of people. Galaxy 4 was always one of those stories I feel that was sort of overlooked or underappreciated for various reasons. And ever since the animation, I think a lot of people have turned around on it. I thought it'd be fun to go through them and just predict when they would come out. So you can see I've got a tier list here, the years 2022 to 2027. And this is just, again, my predictions of what I think will come out when. I've got to give a shout out to Josh Snares, a wonderful creator. I'm sure many of you know his work. He did a similar video about his predictions, so I thought I'd jump in the mix and do mine. So I thought this would be quite fun. So predictions, here we go. You can see I've got these are mock DVD covers that various artists have made of all of the missing classic stories. How many have we got actually left? 6, 9, 12. There's 14 here. This is 14 stories that haven't been animated. So for 2022, next year, I'm working on the principle there's going to be 3 animated releases next year. Normally there's 2, or there has been, you know, in 20... Did we get 2 in 2019? No, we didn't. In 2020 we got 2, and we got 2 in 2021. But for we got 3, technically, if you count the Web of Fear. So 2022, my thoughts. Well, the first thing I think we're going to get... where is it? Is this one, The Abominable Snowmen, which was the second story of Season 5, the first to feature the Yeti second Doctor story. Why is that? I swear, The Abominable Snowman has been, like, talked about, rumoured, leaked that they're working on this for ages. I'm talking, like, as far back as, like, what, a year ago? A bit of a year ago? It was around the same time Evil of the Daleks was being... touted, I think, like, or there was like rumors or leaks. So I believe that my hunch is this will be the next full one they release. Of course, for those who don't know, there is 5 episodes missing from the archive. Only episode 2 survives, which makes me think they'll animate all 6, do it in color and black and white. I've listened to the audio for this. And it's okay. I'm hoping it's one of those stories that I enjoy more when there's a visual element to it. Because there's some which is the opposite. Fury from the Deep, for example, I enjoyed a lot more as an audio, but hey, there you go. So that's my first one. And now my second one, I'm going to go out on a limb. This is one maybe a lot of people won't be expecting. I'm going to put the Crusade here. Now, the Crusade is from Season 2. Half of the story still exists. There's only 2 episodes missing, and of course... these are the only missing episodes of Season 2. Now, I know some people might jump in straight away and say, but Adam, there's lots of characters that have to animate, there's lots of costume changes, set changes, a lot of background extras. And if you'd asked me 6 months ago, I'd say, yeah, the Crusade isn't going to be done for a long time. However, after seeing Galaxy 4, which granted doesn't have a lot of characters, but the sets were quite small and quite constricted. As I mentioned earlier, they took a lot of liberties in a good way. Like, they expanded the sets, the horizon. So I think they could do the same with the Crusade. If there's a lot of extras in the background, maybe they might animate them so there's less of them than there was on screen, or maybe just so they're not there. Do you get what I mean? I think that they might take some liberties necessarily. This might be like the Web of Fear, where they don't necessarily animate all of it. They might just animate the missing episodes, which is episodes 2 and 4. For one, it's a 4-part story, so you may as well just animate the 2 missing episodes like they did with stories like the Moonbase, for example. So yeah, it's on a whim. It probably won't happen because of like the costumes and the characters, and also apparently the audio recording for the Crusade isn't that high quality, so it's probably going to have a lot of restoration work. So yeah, it's completely just my guess there. So it's probably not going to happen. Massive pinch of salt with that one there. So, and my third one, assuming that might be the partial one, I was going to go, I've got to check my list here, I'm going to go with the Underwater Menace, which I know gets a lot of flack because, yes, you'll be saying, Adam, the Underwater Menace already has a DVD release, and yes, it does. The missing episodes 1 and 4, were done via, like, telesnap reconstructions, but there was a whole drama about, was it going to be animated, was it not, a lot of behind-the-scenes issues, and the reconstruction's a bit rushed, and sadly, as a result, not particularly the best. So I'd like to think now that the animations are running more like consistently, that they will come back to this. And again, this might be a partial one. Again, it's a 4-part story where half of the material exists. The only thing that makes me think this might get a full animation release of all 4 parts is that the missing episodes are episodes 1 and 4, so the start and the end of a story. Whereas with the Crusade, yes, the end is one of them, but I don't know, the start and the end, they're really important episodes. It makes me think they might animate it in full. Basically, what I'm saying is, just again, my prediction, just completely assuming it, I think the Abominable Snowman will be a full animation. I think we can agree on that. And then the Crusade and the Underwater Menace could be either. They could either be partially animated or they could be fully animated. But I think it'll be one or the other so that we get 3 releases in the year. And also the Underwater Menace, I think if they do release it again, they might dub it as the special edition, you know, sort of like what we got with Power of the Daleks. So then again, you can get your 3 releases in. Underwater Menace is great, says Mario Bowser. Do you know what? I don't think I've seen it since the DVD came out, so about 6 years ago. So I might need to watch it again, you know. I might need to delve back into the Underwater Menace. So that's my 2022. 2023, the first one I'm going to go for here, if I can find it. I love how I made these small. For a partially sighted person, I made these small. Here it is. It's the Celestial Toymaker from 1966. This is from season 3. There are 3 episodes missing. Only only episode 4 survives, which is a great episode, by the way. I love this story. I never understand why the Celestial Toymaker gets a lot of flack from people. Maybe it's because it's not best served in audio form. It's very visual from the photos we've got, like lots of different, again, sets, lots of different costume changes for the side characters, lots of fun and wacky games being played. So I think this is a ripe choice for an animation. And again, after seeing what they did with Galaxy 4, I think they could do wonders with the Celestial Toymaker here. And from what I understand, the audio available is of a really good or a decent or very good quality. And yeah, I just think it'd be a really fun release. Like, get more Hartnell animations in there. It'd just be a really, really fun release. So I'm hoping for the Celestial Toymaker. My other one for 2023, going back to 2 releases now. Where is it? I made these so small. I'm going to go with The Wheel in Space, which was the Series 5 finale. There's 6 episodes. Only episodes 3 and 6 exist. Episodes 1, 2, 4, and 5 are missing. A few reasons. It has the Cybermen, and as we've seen, stories with the Cybermen and the Daleks are going to boost interest, probably going to be a bit more profitable, probably sell a few more. So there's that. Yes, it's not the most like engaging Cyberman story ever. A lot of it is like based on chance, isn't it? You know, it's based on chance. But of course, they did sort of animate part of this before. Now, the history of this is a bit muddled, so apologies if I get it wrong. So I believe episode 1 or part of it was animated for a Missing Believe Wiped event at the BFI, and then it was going to be done. Oh no, sorry, yeah, 10 minutes or so of that was screened at the BFI, and then they did a Telesnap reconstruction for BritBox. So part of it has been animated, so I'd like to think maybe from that, even though it didn't go full at the time, it's been tinkered on or it's been mentioned. I don't know. I just feel like they want to get this one out the door, because after the Abominable Snowmen's done, The Wheel in Space is the only story of season 5 left that needs animating and stuff. So if you get that done, that's season 5, and then lo and behold, you could potentially have a collection set. So again, just my theory there. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, but 2023 is the 60th anniversary year. Why have you not put Marco Polo in there? I'll explain why in a minute. Just have a look at some comments. Isaac Whittaker-Dakin says, I asked Gary Russell at the Galaxy 4 BFI screening if he'd do Underwater Menace again. He said no, as after the moon base they were given little money to animate Menace, which is why it was scrapped. Okay, fair enough. There you go. So maybe we won't get an Underwater Menace animation, which would be a shame, or maybe not for a very long time. Again, just my assumptions, I'm going to hold out hope. Who knows? Maybe we will get it next year. Maybe it was a deceptive ploy by Gary Russell. Okie dokie. So let's have a look here. So 2024 then. My first one was the one I just mentioned, Marco Polo, which is a 7-episode story from season 1. No episodes survive. It's the 4th ever story. I think a lot of people hold out that the actual episodes are going to return because it was sold a lot around the world, but nothing's come up as of yet. However, lots of locations, I think, a decent amount of characters. 7 episodes, man. It can be done. We've seen it done with the Evil of the Daleks. And that was a triumph. Evil of the Daleks, I maintain currently, is still the best animation for missing stories I've seen. So it gives me hope they can do Marco Polo. They did mention at the BFI that they were given an extra 6 months than normal, so they got 18 months to do Evil, and it showed in the best way. It was just so much better. So I hope they get an extra time with Marco Polo. About it being for the 60th anniversary, I mean, well, if you're talking about Marco Polo went out in 1964, so technically 2024 would be the 60th anniversary. Not that the animations teams are really bothered about that. I know a lot of people saying they wanted Marco Polo to be 2023, so then they could do a Season 1 Blu-ray set that year. I'm still gunning on 2024, though. I'd rather they take that extra bit of time to get it out there. That's just for me, though. That's just for me personally, and we'll get into the collection box sets a little bit later. So the other release for 2024 I wanted to pick, if I can find it, was this one, The Savages, which is a Season 3 story, no episodes survive of a 4-episode story, and the main thing people remember, it's the one where Stephen leaves. They might pick this one because I think by this point, say if they follow me to an exact T and they release it in this order, of the Hartnell ones, you've had Galaxy 4, which is, a little abstract, little weird. You've had the Crusade, which is a pure historical. You've had the Celestial Toymaker, which is wacky. The Savages, it's not historical, but it is a bit, I'd say, a bit out there, and it is a companion departure story, so you could try and sell it on that. And it just means we plug a little bit of Season 3 as well. That'd just be nice to fill that gap. So yeah, and the audio quality is good from what I understand. So hey, it's a contender. It's a contender. That's my 2024. 2025. The Space Pirates. Right. So the Space Pirates is a 6-episode story from Season 6. It's the second to last of that season. Episode 2 survives. The others don't. This story, in audio form at least, when I listen to the CD, in my opinion, is not very good. Some people love it, which is fine. Yes, the Space Pirates just didn't grab me, really. It didn't hold me through. I found bits a bit boring. The Milo Clancy character I just found really annoying, personally. I know some people like it. Why do I think? Well, for those who might not know, the Space Pirates is the one story of Season 6 that has yet to be animated, and then once they do that, Season 6 will technically be done. So they might do it. They might do it just to get it out there. But I think that it's not top. I don't think we're going to get it in 2022. Do you know what I mean? I think it is going to be some time. Hence why I've put it in 2025. And I'll still buy it, even though I don't like it. Now, this is the biggie. I'd like to think the second release of 2025 would be this one, the Daleks Master Plan, the big one. So this is 12 episodes, people. 12 episodes. 3 episodes survive, episodes 2, 5, and 10. This is the big one a lot of people want. I mean, it's a big epic story, lots of Daleks, lots of wackiness happening. I don't think this is out of the question. A lot of people saying they'll never do this. I never thought they'd do Evil, to be honest. But after seeing that, I know this is a lot longer, but I'm living in hope. And I don't think they'll save it as the last one because, again, I just made a thing about they won't care about anniversaries, but they might. You could release this as part of Daleks Master Plan's 60th, 1965-2025. I think that'd be really cool. And, of course, by default, if that's coming out, I honestly think Mission to the Unknown would have to be included with it. That's a 1-episode standalone. I don't think they'd get away with releasing that as like a standalone DVD Blu-ray still. But could you imagine, right, if they said, right, we're releasing Mission to the Unknown, this 125-minute episode where the Doctor and companions aren't even in it, right? So you're going to release that on a Blu-ray Steelbook and charge £30? No, honey. No amount of special features would convince people of that cost. So yeah, I think Mission to the Unknown will be included in a Daleks Master Plan release. I really do. So yeah, now I live in hope. 60th anniversary, Daleks Master Plan. Let's go. I know I just said they don't care about anniversaries, but we live in hope. That whole thing of Daleks Master Plan being the last, I think they'd want to get it out as soon as they can when it's ready, because, Daleks, it sells, 2026... So down to our last 4. I wanted to put the Highlanders here. The reason why I did that, in my list, the Highlanders would be the last Troughton story to animate, and of course that would fill another gap in Season 4. The Highlanders is another one of those. I listened to the audio CD for the Highlanders, and I just wasn't gripped. Outside of Jamie coming in, I just was not gripped by this at all. I don't know why. So yeah, sorry Highlanders fans, but yeah, it just wasn't for me. But you know, they'll get around to it at some point, and it's probably partly my personal preference why I've put it so far down here. But hey, when they release it, that'd be cool. It'd be nice to see Jamie's introduction in visual form. And then my other one of 2026 I'd want to put out is this one, which is The Smugglers, which would, if I can see my screen there, it would complete Season 4. It was the first story of Season 4, and it's a good romp, isn't it? It's pirates, and, it's pirates. It's pirates and William Hartnell, and it's just all those good things, you know. So that'd be mine. So as you can see, the last two, I've put The Massacre and The Mythmakers. The Massacre is a 4-part story that is mainly Stephen's story, but the writing's quite good in it, actually. It's got a lovely little speech at the end. I know a lot of people want to see that. I think they'll leave that towards the end because, well, one, it's a pure historical, and they tend to leave those for quite a while. But also, for this one, it's quite dark for early Doctor Who. There's a lot of darker stuff going on, so maybe they might leave that till last. The Mythmakers, the audio, when I listened to this again, it was one of those stories that didn't really grip me too much. I wasn't overly captivated by it, and the audio itself wasn't really like that good anyway. So if this was my list, I'd put the Mythmakers last, to be honest. So there you have it. That, folks, is my prediction, my personal predictions for the animated releases to come out in 2022 to 2027. Of course, as I said, this is purely speculation. I've got no inside knowledge, nothing like that. This is purely, I'm a Doctor Who fan who's speculating about everything, which is what us Doctor Who fans do best, isn't it? I hope you enjoyed these predictions. I'd be curious to know yours, and if you enjoyed this prediction, if you think it might come to fruition,